What they're seeing now is more of an open space. Before it was quite divided. There was walls that were, all the way up to the ceiling, so it wasn't catching people's eye. We now opened it up quite a bit, adding individual areas throughout the showroom, basically trying to show more of suite sections to see what a bathroom will look like in a real home instead of just individual products throughout the showroom. I set up the suites individually the way that I would want to see them as a consumer. It is a Kohler showroom, so for the most part there's a lot of Kohler product in here, with quite a few other lines that we do carry. But Kohler is what I think draws people into the showroom. We put some color instead of before we had all white ceilings, all white walls. Instead of keeping it that way, we wanted to brighten it up a bit. And the comments that we're getting now is it's brighter, it's prettier. A lot of the Kohler boards were all on the dark wood, and now they've upgraded to the white, so it kind of makes their products pop out. The floor space is much more open, so they flow through rather than just stop at the front of the showroom, which they were doing when they first had the floor plan with the big walls that we were having here in place. Definitely much easier for them to find what they're looking for. Ultimately, we want to know what they're wanting to do, with what their thoughts are when they bring us in their plans. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of product. I think with us knowing, and me being here for 13 years and having some of the background that we do have, instead of going into a store where you're not going to get that person who has a little bit more expertise of what they're looking for, there's a lot that goes into the project, and if they're not knowing what they're looking for, it can take a long time. So just kind of bringing them in here to give them guidance on how putting the project together and making it a little less stressful. We can help guide them through the process without going into one of the big box stores, as we call them. There's not a lot of help in those stores, which brings the customer, they're frustrated. And finally, when they get to us thinking that we were going to be quite a bit more expensive, they realize that we're compatible. And most times we can match their pricing depending on what it is that they're looking for, and offer them the help throughout the whole project, not just when they're purchasing the stuff. We're here through the project all the way to the end, and times after when there's questions, when the job's all done. And that's usually how we get a lot of our recurring business, is they've started a project and then they're moving on to something else, or just referrals through people that they know that are remodeling. They send them to us. A lot of my business is repeat customers. I have people that have built homes and then come back 10 years later who remodeling that home that we started back 10 years ago, and then their family members, they're sending them back into us because they've had a good experience. You're going to go back to some place that you were comfortable dealing with before you're going to just go choose anybody. We offer a lot. It's not just the Kohler brand that we have here. This showroom, we do carry quite a few lines, most of them being, I try to keep a lot of, I guess I would say, higher end lines in here. We carry the Roll, the Growy. We do a lot with that. Being Ultra tubs, we do a lot with, not necessarily Kohler. So people do think that just because it's a Kohler showroom, that's all we have in here, but we have all the different manufacturers as well. And dealing with the Seacoast, a lot of the homes are, traditional homes, and we try to carry a lot of those products on display in here for that purpose.